There's a lot of choice out there when it comes to Android phones. With options from Samsung, Google, OnePlus, and more, it can be hard to know where to start. Which phone you choose depends on how much you're willing to spend and what you want from a phone. Luckily, we've tested a bunch of Android phones throughout 2022 to help you make that decision. The Galaxy S22 Ultra, Pixel 7, and OnePlus 10 Pro are all among our favorite phones, and here's why. The Galaxy S22 Ultra is our favorite top-of-the-line Android phone. Usually priced at $1,200, it's one of the most expensive phones on this list, but for good reason. It has a bright 6.8-inch screen and an S Pen stylus you can store inside the phone, just like on Samsung's previous Galaxy Note devices. But what really makes the S22 Ultra shine is its camera. All of Samsung's Galaxy S22 devices capture better night mode photos, but the Ultra is the only one with a 100x digital zoom. Those super close shots may not be the sharpest, but the S22 Ultra has an incredible range for those who love taking photos from a distance. Samsung is also giving the S22 lineup 4 generations of software support, which means it'll get Android version updates for even longer than Google's Pixel devices. Just be warned, this phone is expensive, and the battery life could be better for the price. But if you want a phone with a giant screen and an excellent camera, this is the one to get. If the Galaxy S22 Ultra is out of your budget, you can't go wrong with the $900 Pixel 7 Pro. Google perfected a winning formula with the Pixel 7 Pro. The cameras are superb, the new design gives it a fresh look, and you get a spacious 6.7-inch screen. While it doesn't have the 100x zoom you'll get on the S22 Ultra or an included stylus, the Pixel 7 Pro has its own extras. Google is adding a free VPN for Pixel 7 and Pixel 7 Pro owners, and the camera also comes with editing features that feel really practical in everyday use, like Photo on Blur, which sharpens older photos. But like the Galaxy S22 Ultra, the Pixel 7 Pro could benefit from longer battery life, which is the only real downside. The Galaxy S22 Plus has the right balance of size, performance, and camera quality for most people. To me, this feels like Samsung's real flagship phone. The Ultra is for people who love giant phones, while the regular S22 is for those who like smaller phones. The S22 Plus is just right. It has a 6.6-inch screen, making it almost as large as the iPhone 14 Pro Max, but it somehow feels more compact. Both the S22 and S22 Plus have new 50-megapixel cameras with better color and night mode photography. It'll make a huge difference to those upgrading from an older Samsung phone. The main drawback is that it's kind of expensive. It's $1,000 at regular price without a discount or trade-in, making it $100 more expensive than the Pixel 7 Pro. The Pixel 7 is one of the best phones out there for the price. At $600, it's hundreds of dollars less than many other options on this list. It's the right choice if you really want a relatively basic experience that doesn't have all of the bells and whistles of a premium phone, but still has more to offer than a budget phone. With the Pixel 7, you'll get a 50-megapixel main camera with improved zoom quality over the Pixel 6, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera, Google's new Tensor G2 processor, and a 6.3-inch screen. If you want a dedicated telephoto lens, you'll have to go with a more expensive device like the Pixel 7 Pro or one of Samsung's Galaxy S22s. But, as is the case with the Pixel 7 Pro, it's really the Google-specific features that make the Pixel 7 stand out, like Photo on Blur, the built-in VPN, and the Google Assistant. The downsides are largely the same as the Pixel 7 Pros. The battery life still feels a little short, and Samsung offers longer Android version support. The Galaxy S22 is the best Android phone for people who prefer smaller devices. It has a 6.1-inch screen, but somehow feels more compact than other phones of the same size. It also has a lot of the same specs as the more expensive S22 Plus, such as a triple lens camera with a 50-megapixel main camera and a screen with a high refresh rate. It usually costs $800 without a trade-in, putting it roughly in the same league as the iPhone 14. I know I've said this for just about every phone on this list, but believe me when I say that you'll want to consider battery life before buying the Galaxy S22. It's the smallest device in Samsung's lineup, which means it also has the smallest battery. If you have the refresh rate set to high, you might find yourself struggling to get through a full day. The Pixel 6a feels a lot more expensive than it actually is. It's only $450, but it packs a lot of value for that price. It has a similar design as the Pixel 6 and the same Tensor processor, along with a 12.2 megapixel main camera and a 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera. That's a step down from the 50 megapixel camera you'll find on the Pixel 6 and 7, but in my testing, the camera was much better than the Galaxy A53's, which is a similarly priced phone from Samsung. Overall, the Pixel 6a is our favorite Android phone for under $500. Just remember, you'll be missing wireless charging and premium features like a dedicated telephoto camera. The OnePlus 10 Pro's slick design, fast performance, and reasonable $800 price make it a great choice. The battery lasts all day, it has a vibrant 6.7-inch screen, and you'll get a main, ultra-wide, and telephoto camera. It also has 65-watt fast charging, meaning it should charge faster than the Galaxy S22 lineup. However, the camera isn't quite as good as what you'd get from Samsung and Google, but it should be fine for casual photographers. Some features are also limited depending on which model you buy. For example, the water resistance rating is only available on the T-Mobile model, and US shoppers will miss out on OnePlus's 80-watt fast charging. In a world where most smartphones look the same, the Nothing Phone 1 easily stands out. The flashing LED lights on the back are enough to separate this phone from most of its competitors. But the Nothing Phone's flashy design isn't the main reason why it made our list. It's that combined with the phone's clean software and 50 megapixel cameras, which are solid for the price. With a price that translates to roughly $480, the Nothing Phone 1 is also one of the cheapest phones on this list. However, you can't buy the Nothing Phone in the US, so you're out of luck unless you live in the UK or Europe. The Galaxy Z Fold 4 is Samsung's best foldable yet. At a regular price of $1,800, it's probably still too expensive for most people. But if you want a phone that can also double as a small tablet and are willing to pay the price for it, the Z Fold 4 is the way to go. Samsung's newest Z Fold has a slightly wider cover screen, an upgraded 50 megapixel main camera, and a more durable design. There are also some new software tricks that make better use of the device's big screen, like a dock for easily accessing apps. The Galaxy Z Fold 4 is great for those who want the largest screen possible and don't mind making some compromises to get it. For example, the phone still feels thick when closed, you have to buy the S Pen separately, and there are still plenty of apps that aren't optimized for the Fold 4's screen ratio. The Galaxy Z Flip 4 is a minor improvement over Samsung's flip phone from last year. It has a newer processor, slightly longer battery life, and some new features for the cover screen. Overall, the Galaxy Z Flip offers the most polished experience of any foldable we've used yet, and it's a great choice if you want a phone that can easily shrink down to fit in your pocket. That said, there are still some caveats to be aware of. The battery life is better than before, but it still isn't great. And the ultra-wide and selfie cameras are just average. The Sony Xperia Pro is truly for professionals, and it doesn't come cheap. It costs around $2,000, but for that price, you essentially get 3 products in one: a phone, a camera monitor, and a file transfer device. Unlike most phones, it has an HDMI connection so that it can serve as a field monitor for your professional camera. It's a compelling device for creatives that want a phone that can double as a camera companion, but you'll have to be willing to spend much more than you would on the average phone. So, which Android phone are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more advice and recommendations. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.